I, 26, male, recently went on a vacation with my wife, 27, female. Some context for the story: we just went on a 1-week vacation, and on our flight back it got canceled. This is a huge airport and all the flights were canceled, and there was a 24-hour wait for any hotel within a 2-hour drive. So we spent the first night at the airport, then we got a hotel for the second night. When we came back for a rescheduled flight, it got delayed for a few hours. So we were both on edge. When we were waiting at our gate, I noticed a kid around 13 that was kicking and screaming. At one point, he threw his phone at someone sitting next to him hard. The person got up and left. After we board our flight, I noticed the kid is 2 rows in front of us, and before we even take off, the kid is screaming and punching. We were in the second to last row, and the people behind us offered to switch seats with the kid and his family. I am already thinking about how this flight will be very long. They switch, and the kid is right behind me. Not even before we take off again, this kid throws a bunch of popcorn over his seat, all over me and my seat. He is still screaming, and I call over a flight attendant. She helps me clean up, and not even 2 minutes after, this kid grabs my hair and pulls it back hard. I am 6'4", so my head was over the chair. I immediately yank the kid's hand off hard. At this point, the mom, who hasn't said anything yet, started yelling at me to not touch her kid. A flight attendant comes over from the noise, and the mom is screaming about how I assaulted her kid and she wants me off the plane. I finally get to tell my side, and a few passengers back me up. I ask for kid to be kicked off with his family. During this entire thing, my wife gives me a look of pure hatred, but I don't care and am persistent about the family being kicked off. The mom is cursing me out, and the kid is still kicking my seat and screaming. After some time, they kick the family off, and we take the flight in peace. My wife is still looking at me with hatred before saying I am an asshole for having their family being kicked off and I should have sucked it up. After that, she hasn't talked to me since, and it has been 3 days. So am I the jerk for kicking an autistic kid and his family off a flight after he physically assaulted me? NTA: as a former special ed teacher, the kid is 13 years old. He should have learned coping mechanisms in order to fly, and the mother should be assisting him. He should know by now to keep his hands off of other people. If he is having a meltdown of this magnitude, then he isn't safe to be on the flight. End of story. He has no right to put his hands on people. This parent better start learning quickly. That kid is not far away from being 18. If he hits someone at 18, he's going to jail. An autistic kid punched a teacher and knocked her out. He was 18 and went to jail. The mother made excuses for him. My guess is she always made excuses for him. By 18, they can learn the word no. They can learn not to hit. Mom is doing that kid no favors. How can it be even remotely acceptable to travel with a special needs kid that will endanger himself and others? This can't be new information for these parents, and they need to realize that the world doesn't bow to their problems. It boggles the brain.